In this video, we're going to talk about what determines the price of a house, the construction cost of a house. So whenever I post videos of clients, you guys ask me, Raj, how much is this house? And some of this information is confidential, so I can't share it. So I'm making this video to let you guys know where you can cut down cost, what goes into a house with regards to how we arrive at the final price for construction. So as you all know, a house could be one level, single house, or you go up 2 levels, 3 levels, 4 levels, 5 levels, or you could go all the way to 85 levels if you want. The taller the building, the more expensive the foundation is. For a single structure, single one level structure, you could save a lot of money with that. If you're not trying to spend a lot of money on constructing your house, you might not want to go up another level. That is the biggest savings. Foundation is going to be a little bit more expensive because they have to be stronger to hold on more structures. And then the flooring. After the first level, when you go up, the amount of money that goes into the flooring to go up, sometimes it's worth it to buy another plot of land. So it's expensive. The design of the house contributes as well. The design, as far as like how many pillars you have in the house, how the house is designed. You could have two houses, both 2 levels, both 500 square feet, and one of them will be more expensive than the other because of the design. Simply design. So it helps to know your own budget, to come to the architect or a firm like mine to let us know, hey, Rush or Acadian, I'm trying to spend $200,000, no more than that. I would never spend more than $200,000 on my house. So this is an example of a house that I want, and what can you do to help me? Then we might tell you, hey, what kind of finishes do you want? Where we have low grade finishes, we have mid grade finishes, and we have high grade finishes. The structure of a house costs, but nowhere close to the finishes, because most of the finishes on the house is actually imported stuff. We cannot cut down on that cost. But essentially, when you're building a house, is a few stuff that goes into the house. Of course, labor. If you're in Africa, the kind of houses that we build here, if labor wasn't cheap, houses here would be really expensive, because in the West, most houses are actually made out of wood and a whole bunch of stuff. It's not as concrete as what we have here. If houses in the West were to be constructed like how it's done in Africa, trust me, the price of those houses would be ridiculous. Labor is really expensive in the West. That's why Africans want to live to go to the West, because they get paid well. But in Africa, Ghana in this case, you save money on labor. And then blocks is not that expensive. Cement is expensive, but nowhere close to your windows. So like I said, you can have two houses of the same, square feet, square meters, and one of them will be more expensive. Example, like my house, I have a lot of big windows. That comes with a lot of cost because the windows are imported, right? The glass is really expensive. And then after that, you come to finishes. So I have high grade finishes on my house. High grade finishes, Spanish tiles, Italian tiles. We have jacuzzi, high grade, right? They're skimming the walls before they painting it like 4 or 5 times. Everything is smooth. The lights that you're choosing is top notch. You have cameras. All of this going into the cost of the house. So it's a little misleading when you ask, how much is this house? You have to know what goes in the house, right? So for example, my house, when we got to the core shell structure being done, because of the way the house is structured, I was like $85,000 in, just core shell. All the rest is really like, I have solar on there. You have CCTV cameras all around. You have the electric fans, you have jacuzzi, you have customized furniture, you have big wardrobes, you have a whole bunch of stuff in there that adds up to the final price. And the final price of my house, as I gave back there, this house was done, started in 2019, completed in 2021, 1.5 years really. And the total cost of the house was $305,000, and that included everything, customized furniture, everything inside the house. If I'm to take out all of that, it was about $250,000. If I'm to take out the furniture and the solar and all that stuff, like a complete house. So it depends. The type of flooring that you use, like the compound, pavement is cheaper. If you're trying to go for tiles, what kind of tiles you want to put on a compound is more expensive. And then we have stem concrete, which is in the middle. And that's what I used. So that's more expensive. Do you have a pool in the house? What kind of pool do you have? How big is it? How deep is it? That could add up to the cost. I have a full-fledged gym that I spent about $10,000 on gym equipment alone in there. So all of that was added to my building cost because it's a fully functional house. So like I said, you can take a lot of stuff out And it's all up to you. You could play with this, but it really helps to have your own budget. So when you come to the construction company or the architectural firm, you can control the game, let them know you're not trying to spend more than this amount. You should know exactly how much you want to spend, come with the design that you have. Or if you want top-notch finishes, you want high-end finishes, Italian tiles, all that stuff, we can advise you to, hey, minimize the size of the house. Hey, do this way ahead of time if you know how much you are willing to spend. So that helps a lot. The information of a client finances is confidential with us, and it's unique to that design. It's unique to the kind of stuff that they want inside the house. And I don't want to mislead people. First of all, it's bad for business. If I tell you this house is like this, then you're gonna find me on the other one. But it might be totally different. That person got a pool, he didn't have a pool. This person had a pool. That person had a security post. That person had a lot of greenery. Some flowers are more expensive than others. This person went for jacuzzi, the one for Spanish styles, while the other person went for Turkish styles. It can make a huge difference. Okay, so each house is unique. You, the client, knowing what you want helps a lot. Like I said, having your own budget helps a lot. So we have labor, you have professional fees. So you start with architectural, you go on permit, land price, all of that was included in my house. The calculations, land, permit, design, all of that is included, because when you go buy a house, all of that was done and it's part of the price. So I calculated all of that. It's not just construction. If you're in East Legon or something like that, you buy a land for $100,000 before you even dig the foundation, you are in like $120,000 already, right? If you're looking at architectural drawings and everything, electricals and all that stuff being done, you get a permit and then you got to pay land guards. And East Legon, these land guards, sometimes they want a lot of money. You shouldn't be so concerned about what other people spent on their house. You should be concerned about how much you're going to be spending on your house. You should have an idea, because it's from design to design. Unless you're trying to use the exact design, which we will not do as professionals. We will not give you somebody else's design. And the beautiful thing is, when we design your house for you, we have something known as bill of quantities, BOQ, that we do for you after we have the design, right? Of course, all of this is included in your billing. Us preparing the BOQ is not that expensive. For a standard house, it's less than $350 to get it done. It's not that expensive. And you will know exactly how much you're going to spend on the entire construction way ahead of time before we move. That is why I keep telling you guys not to worry too much about other people's project, because first of all, it's confidential. And secondly, when you come to us, before you dig the foundation, you will know how much your house is going to cost. So there is no need to rush. And when I keep saying us, I have a company called Acadian Limited, www.acadianltd.com. And we do a number of things. We sell land, we design, we do construction, we install solar, we are even into website development, you name it, customized furniture. So when you come to us, if you have your land already, we handle everything. Under normal circumstances, most architectural firms only do the design. You have to go find a general contractor or contractor. That's not the case with us. Everything is in-house, so you actually save money, because you will have to pay an architect and pay a contractor if you are not on ground to do it yourself. And even if you're on ground to do it yourself, as a contractor, you do not know what you're doing. So you need us to save you money. And look no further. Acadian Limited, the link is in all my videos in the description. Reach out to us when you are ready and we can talk business. Thank you. So if you have further questions regarding construction, you still want to know how much your house is going to cost, I hope you have your design already. If you do, we could do bill of quantities for you to know how much your house is going to cost. And if you don't, we can design it for you and do it way ahead of time so you can prepare. And like I said, having a budget helps. We recently had a client that came in like, Rush, I'm not trying to spend more than $200,000 on this house. I'm like, okay, so let's work with that. You want, what kind of finishes do you have? Yada, 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 yada. And we got it done to her taste. This concludes the video. If you've not subscribed to the channel already, kindly do so. Like this video as it helps with the algorithm. Comment. Let me know what you think. And until next time, my friends, be legendary. Peace.